Yebo, Baba. Yes, that's how it's done. That's what I'm talking about. Orlando Pirates 2, CR Belouizdad 1, CAF Champions League. We move on to the quarterfinals, the knockout stages of this competition. We are going to have one more game. It might be a dead rubber, but it might turn out to be a banger. One game left away in Cairo. Al Ahly await us over there. We go back to the top of the group. So we the bosses right now. It's gonna be for bragging rights. But yes, I think it is time for us to discuss today's game. Let us discuss how Orlando Pirates and Jose Rivero broke this team down tactically. Let's discuss the key moments, the game changes, and let's also highlight with some key performances, and then we will wrap it up. So before that, let us please hit the like button. Let us subscribe to be notified, and also let's share to our Buccaneers so we can grow the community. Danko! Hey, Taola Bafet. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV. Orlando Pirates fan channel. Yes, let us break it down. Mr. Coach, I am joined by you. Dude, let's get your thoughts into the game, standout performers. You know how it is, man. How you doing, Chief? Yeah, we have qualified, yes.
Habatabi, Pirates win, Babina Bare, happy people. Habatabi, Rina Koli, Babina Bare, happy people. It's Gama Kipul, as I keep Mushabaka Maspara, as a picks up his Zulu. Priami, straight to the knockout stages, man. It's been a long time coming, bro. It's been a while. As you can tell, I'm very happy for too much. Dasha play Spani. Negabatla fella Spani today, but you Spani, so. I'm feeling great, man. Going to Cairo with nothing to lose.
Dude,
all I ever asked for, really.
Absolutely nothing to lose. We can do whatever we want in the game. Labakar Shapa 6-0. It is all good. Let's 6-1. But yes,
Sure.
Today the focus is the famous win against Belouizdad. It was Jose's first time having to take a team over into the qualification stages, into the quarterfinal stages, which is where we are. Yeah, so let's break it down. Any key moments that you would like to kick off with?
Fitu, like I said in the preview, this time all I wanted from the boys was a professional performance. If it's clean, get it done, don't get any risks. If we can wrap it up in the first half. And I think the time that we got the goal from Mofokeng was very key. I think before Atola Kole Mfethu, it was quite cagey, Belouizdad kind of had their foot on us as well. We couldn't play. We were tightly marked, especially side Mofokeng, we couldn't play as well as we would like to, as we normally do on the wings. So that goal allowed the game to kind of open up, especially in our favor. We could kind of control possession more. They had to come out. They couldn't, because it seemed like they had a very clear plan, especially tactically. Like they knew exactly who to target, who to mark out. Kudos to them, in fact, for their research. Because for the first couple of minutes, especially side Larile, leaving Tito was quite tightly marked, and they were actually they were pressing quite high. So even from Mosesane, we couldn't actually get out of that area quite easily. So I think the goal changed that a lot. Mm-hmm. They were able to. They kind of panicked a little bit. I think their shoulders kind of dropped a bit. Libona, they let go a little bit, and we got to play our game. We got to keep the ball, which brings me to another key thing. Or I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but the other key thing that that I found to happen was the roulette in the game. I think it was very. Like I'm saying
today, best Tito performance of the season for me. I don't want to say by far, but but for me, it is actually the best Tito performance of the season, especially with the stakes at hand, and with the way we see Tito. Yeah, very, very important role. I'll let you finish that point. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like all I want to say is that like he helped us keep the ball. We needed the ball obviously to manage, especially those important moments in the game, but the critical stages. Tito being on the ball, and you can also tell he won a couple of fouls in doing so. He left. I've spoken about this before. Or Tito just knows how to keep the ball, bro. He knows
Oh,
how
he
to win a
knows.
foul. He does it really well, and he knows when to do it too. So, in fact, at some point, it was helping us spread around the play a little bit, switching sides. So, yeah, I think those two moments stood out for me: Tito and the goal. Mbatha, also, I mean, an honorary shout out because what a screamer, you know. That also
Yes.
goal, that goal also came at an important time in the game. Obviously, at
Yeah.
1-0 up, you're never really comfortable, especially in the second half.
Hmm.
So Mbatha's goal was very, very important as well.
Talking about Mbatha, I think that moves us into a key thing, or yeah, a game changing aspect of the game, which is the
Mm.
tactics. So one of the most important questions that was asked of Rivero was, what is he going to do with his midfield now that he has Makaula back available and he has to choose between the four of Dlamini, Tito, Makaula, and Mbatha. So yeah, a lot of people were saying, "Hey, Dlamini has to start." Um, I would agree. I would tend to agree with most of them. But if you saw the preview, um, I did say that I would want this midfield to be the way it is, and so Makaula did play with Mbatha as a double pivot and Tito playing as a perfect 10, if you had to ask me. And then yeah, so what did you make of the fact that it was a double pivot with Mbatha and Makaula, and let's say highlight maybe Mbatha's role in it and Makaula's role in it, and how it won us the game. Because I believe, obviously, if you win the midfield battle, you win the game. Mhm.
Yeah, true, definitely. First of all, I think Makaula is very, very, I mean, it's obvious again, I think, but it's a fact. Makaula is very, very important for us. He brings a level of stability in the midfield that is very important for us on the ball, off the ball. It allows the rest of our players to express themselves because he's there to cushion them. He's there to clean up if everything goes wrong there. So I think having Makaula back into the setup, having missed him against Cape Town City on Wednesday was very important, and it was very clear. I think that midfield three is the one that we definitely opt for. Even I would personally, in a situation where you need to go grind out in the middle of the park, what they offer us. I think Mark Howler offers us that dirty job, as we like to put it. He cleans up, and in fact, to be fair, he was pretty good on the ball as well today. But
I thought it was brilliant
he's
on the
straight.
ball today. Yeah.
Yeah. True. He was really good on the ball today, but I think like in what he gives us off the ball he's very special in that, and I think he gave us some stability, talent. Not I don't want to actually mention him too much for this game. I have quite a number of question marks, bones to pick, but in terms of the structure, I think he did help us because again, off the ball,
Mm.
he offers that support in recovery, especially. I mean, he's really good in recovering the ball, so he offers that in chasing balls down. He's a little bit lanky, so he actually does get a few interceptions that you can see would get advantage to him. So I think what they like I'm saying, for the most part, the two of them offer us um, that stability in the middle. We can keep the ball and we can win it back when we need to, and it allows Tito here to do what it does, more special. I mean, obviously deserves to play. As it's not a question, but it's about who do we need for the game. At the end of the day,
Yeah, true that.
it's
True
about the
that. Yeah.
team and not individuals who deserves to play more. So I think, especially him coming on the second half, I mean, it's also a very different role that we need. It's very important for us seeing
Very
games
important.
through.
Very important. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that midfield battle actually, well, that midfield made it seem like that wasn't the battle was because of the
Mm.
dynamics of the double pivot and Tito controlling the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel like Makaula played a level above what we're used to, especially like I was saying, on the ball. He looked refreshed, Haholo. So I think that's maybe something to look at in the future in terms of managing the players' minutes. Because yeah, man, he just looked better, and the fact that he looked refreshed, the things that he did better, they had that refreshment factor attached to them. So yeah, I think as the coaching staff and the technical team, I think we would just take a look at that and be like, yeah, okay. So how do you manage their minutes so that we always getting the best out of them at all times? Well, thank you very much for that one. I think I just want to touch on Belouizdad. Where do you think they could have done better? Where do you think, or let me just say, with their plan of attack, how do you think we basically stopped whatever they were thinking of? I do, um, uh, concede that Vela they came to get a
Mm.
point or whatever, but they did look dangerous in the first half, don't you think?
Yeah, especially very early in the first half. I think they had somewhat of a route one, an alternative. Okay, so what they would do is I get the back with the back five. So
Mm.
it seemed like it wasn't too difficult for them to step out of the defensive third into the next line, and then what they seem to do is try to get towards the left hand side, go to Mazian, so we could play the
Yeah,
combination
Mizian,
Yanale
Mizian,
Sliman.
yeah, yeah.
Mazian, yeah, they had a bit of a combination play, Lee Sliman, so they
Mm,
tried
mm,
to exploit their experience on that side, and I think
mm.
maybe sometimes they got up the pitch through them. Another thing they did every now and then was they were playing a long ball from their right back, but it was also trying to find Mezian. So it was quite clear that their biggest threat in the Bites by Ilkamo and Kangisa Mayo,
Mm, mm,
Lena,
mm,
he's
mm,
got that
mm,
energy,
mm.
so he was
Yeah.
he was trying to operate in the spaces, especially in the middle, trying to get through. But Makaula and Mbatha didn't make that very easy, especially with the line, yeah, especially Sasane being so close to
Mm, mm,
Makaula. It actually was
mm.
very difficult for him to move around. But for the most part, I think they were trying to maybe play towards the left, see if they can whip a cross in. But I mean, I think Dino dealt with that right hand side so well, yeah, alongside Lema Kaula, that it
Yeah.
did not really work out very well in terms of attack.
All right. So we have 60 minutes, or let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it was yes, 61st minutes of the game. Talent Mbatha, screamer. A breakdown of the goal.
Oh, just a moment of brilliance. I almost don't even remember what happened before that, man. Look,
Okay. In that case,
first
let
of
me
all,
let me,
okay,
allow me to. I think
mhm,
you're about to mention now before I stole your chance, Tito. People would ask themselves, how does Mbatha find himself in so much space? There was a pass given to Tito in the middle of the park, but a little bit towards the left. Mbatha
mhm,
was in the middle of the park. They had about, let's say, three midfielders that could have dealt with that. One midfielder close to Tito marking him, and then the other one in the middle having to make a decision. But yes, they
mhm,
were a little bit far because they were sitting back there. Manje, Utito receives the ball, and then the most brilliant of touch, he looks up, decides, okay, Shapo, I have to make a decision, but then he first touches the ball towards the outside of the field. That free middleman in the middle, wa Belouizdad
mhm,
yena, that decision that he takes is that let me go mark Tito because he's now going on the outside. So he's almost starting a shift to the outside.
mhm.
So that one touch fooled him to go in and press up, which left Mbatha with only one midfielder that could deal with him. Right after that touch, midfielder comes out. Tito turns back into the field, gives it to Mbatha. All the space in the world he took, I counted three touches, and even had a whole run up after the third touch to smash it in. Eyo, baby tsan kadinka
So,
kotonko, kadanka tong kinting, whatever.
Katanga,
Katanga.
that was a rocket, bro.
That
That
was
was
a
a
rocket,
rocket.
but I think it
You
was
know,
important for us to highlight Tito's assist there for me. Maybe I haven't been watching properly, but for me, that was assist of the season in the season for us so far. And
I like that you mentioned that. Mfethu, Tito doesn't always get assists. It always doesn't always seem like only output. I felt like
mm.
in Nelly Screamer, he had the last touch, so he gets an assist. But
Mm-hmm.
Tito almost always has the pass before the assist. Maybe it's a secondary assist. He's
Yeah,
always that close to the
yeah,
action. And for you
sure.
to, for us to give him a shout there is also really good because I feel like sometimes he doesn't always get the credit for the work he does offensively.
Mm. Yeah, dude.
And also I mean, I'm always calling for us to take shots outside of the box.
Mhm.
It hasn't always been our thing this season, but last, call it 7, 8 games, Nzeri Sharp, our talent has now been benefited in 2 games. So love to see it. Keep shooting,
In 2
Mafethu.
games. Okay, but you're saying ever since we've been shooting them more.
Yes, I mean, we haven't always scored, but we have been shooting for quite a while now. Okay, I mean, it's a placement, but similar kind of thing, shots from outside the box.
Yeah, total shots in the whole game, it was 6 from Orlando Pirates. On target, we had about 4. So we were actually pretty clinical, or we had our shooting boots on, accurate today. High accuracy with the shots, and yeah, I see what you're saying there. And obviously we benefited from that today. I think how do you break that goal down? What did you see from there? For me, actually, it was not an easy finish, not as easy as it looked. It was not a simple tap in. Mbatha also involved in the goal breakdown.
Many good things about that goal, bro. Mabasa, that's something that I always want to see from my striker. He takes almost, I think it was a second touch shot from there. There was a little space that opened up. I think we forced them to make an error in that area. Another dope thing again about our press, and Mabasa takes one touch and he shoots immediately. Want that from my striker, and because of that action, we find ourselves forcing a little bit of luck goes our way. Got deflection in the ball, and the goalkeeper's forced to make a save. Probably could have done better by parrying that ball outside instead of in towards the pitch. But Mofokeng does really well to finish there, man. I think he had seconds
We've seen
to get
them.
the touch right.
We've seen them missed many times.
Many a times. Nothing easy about what it does. And you could see he was very calm because immediately he takes a touch and he runs towards celebrating before anything happens. So I wonder, but yeah, great
Yeah.
goal, man. Great goal. And again, I'll stress, like I said earlier on, very important goal, especially especially at the time it came. We needed to get our foot onto the game and start managing it properly. So shout
Yeah.
out to the players for that great goal.
Yeah, true that, and shout out to the whole technical setup. We keep on saying, set the team up to get the job done in the first half. Set the team up to get the job done, and they did exactly that. Duly obliged. Wonderful win. I'm excited to do the player ratings video after this one, but for now, guys, please comment who were your standout players. What do you think the technical team did well? Any other highlights that you have to highlight and point out? We are ready in the comments, and we reply to all of them. So thank you, Mapagania. Yeah, we're on the road to 1K subscribers. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, tell your friends, tell Mapagania, Happy People TV, Orlando Pirates fan channel. Orlando Pirates 2, CR Belouizdad 1 in the CAF Champions League. Thank you, Sabonga. Danko.